Big turnout in the last video where you guys saw that I lost $30,000 trying to surprise you guys and twin turbo my Audi R8. As you saw, or if you didn't see the video, I lost $30,000. The kit got completely botched and we're having to redo all of it. Like it took a second and then it shut off.
We get 1,900 out of it once.
Is that pretty cool, huh? Yeah. I was trying to document the whole thing behind the scenes. I didn't get much video at all, and then when I tried to surprise you guys, like you again saw, the kit was all messed up. I couldn't even drive the car. It was stuck in limp mode, so it was a disaster. It's all having to get redone, and I didn't get to document it. So this go around, I'm taking it. We're gonna try and see the light in the situation. This time I'm gonna document every little step of it so that you guys can see the process of the custom twin turbo kit. Because it's not just your typical R8 kit, we're gonna be doing a top mount kit. And a lot of stuff has come in for this car, changed for this car. I wanna show you guys everything and the whole process right here on YouTube. So I guess this is kind of episode one of the world's first top mount twin turbo kits for an Audi R8. I have seen a couple people have sent me a few profiles. I've seen like 2 or 3 of them done. However, I've never seen them done like this. So this is gonna be completely different, completely custom, and you guys are gonna see the entire process. Let me show you what we've done so far. And in case this is the first time you've seen this car, this is Jarvis, my 2017 Audi R8. It was at one point stock, and then supercharged, and then twin turboed for like a week, and then it all got torn apart again, and now it's going back to twin turbos again. But now, instead of doing your typical, you know, Lamborghini R8 twin turbo kit, where they're back here, turbos are gonna be sitting right here up top. I've never seen it before. I saw one person, but they say top mount, they're kind of tucked down here. When I tell you guys this is gonna be a top mount, I mean they are going to be sitting right here with carbon fiber air ducts through the back glass. It is going to be something that you have never seen before. I guess before I show you guys everything we've done so far, I haven't shown you this new shop yet. You kind of saw it last video I filmed in here, but you didn't actually get to see the place. So let me show you guys around. This is Chris's new shop right outside of his house. He does all the work on the cars. He's doing the twin turbo kit on the R8. He did the single turbo kit on Stangry, knows what he's doing, and he's letting me literally just come in here every day and film the process of it. So huge thank you to Chris. My favorite thing, I'll go off rip, this thing is ice cold. We live in Florida. It's like 100 degrees all the time. We're in a metal building, but spent a lot of money. It's got like 8 inches, which is completely unrealistic.
Bitch, I see what you did there. I know.
8 inches of spray-in insulation in here, and it has a mini split. It is 68 degrees in here. I know you can't feel it through the camera, but if you're from Florida or from somewhere where it's very hot, that is game changer to have a shop at your house where it's always under 100 degrees. It's nice. You guys already know. We're gonna talk about that car. Chris does have 2 other cars in here. So this is his Mustang build. He went and bought this thing race ready because he wanted to be able to go out and race. He was going with me and Stangry to the track, and he wanted something that was just, he could go buy and go race the very next weekend. That was this thing. So far, there's been some trouble spinning, but he just like 2 or 3 weeks ago took it and they put it on the scales on each tire. So each corner had a scale and they adjusted all the suspension so that it could help launch. Has yet to take it to the track since, but I think as of yesterday, he is 100% ready. So this is gonna be back to the track very soon and is going to fly. I don't think he's releasing any numbers on it yet, but I think he's also going to run it at TX2K. So eventually, he's going to have to release some numbers. If you guys didn't know, you have to run an 849 or faster to qualify for TX2K. That has to be on video. So you will at least have to do a pass faster than that with the boards, so you guys will at least see that. Other than that, he runs this thing, usually keeps the numbers a secret. This thing, I don't know where to begin. This was one of those, I went home, you know, I live in Florida currently, but my family's in Georgia, and I was like, I'm gonna go home for a weekend, and on a Friday, he was like, oh, you're going to Atlanta? I'm gonna go pick something up in Atlanta. And I come back 2 days later, billet Hemi and Mustang shell. When I posted a picture of this, people legit thought it was AI, because this just, hang on, look at this closely. This does not look like it belongs. This is not AI. Is that not freaking insane? So already have this thing race ready, and he's like, you know what? Let's go ahead and just dig a little deeper. So I have zero clue what his plan is for this thing. I'm surprised it fits in there, but I guess Also, make sure you guys stay tuned for whatever he does with this thing. This is terrifying, dude. This thing weighs absolutely nothing and has a you heard me correctly, 4,000 horsepower block in there. So I'm never gonna ride in it, but it's gonna be very fun to watch. Chris is like 4 foot nothing, so I don't know how he's gonna see over the blower, but very excited to see it. Epoxy floors aren't like, they're not the best. There are some bubbles in there, but it gets the job done. The lighting in here is freaking amazing. The little tones you guys see here, the vibe of the place. Chris does, if you guys didn't know, he does precious metals, so like gold, silver, copper, and that's why he kind of went with that black and copper, silver, gold, copper design everywhere. It just kind of fits the vibe, you know, for the precious metals that he does for a living. Usually he's got his S1000RR sitting right here. This is his wife's bike. He got one so that he could ride and she could ride at the same time. He is actually out with the S1000 right now, so that's why it's not right here. And then he's got a little helmet rack. This is super cool. Super nice touch for the shop. Dude, no sponsor here. No free sponsor here. This is legit just super cool. Wall mounted retractable vacuum. Game changer. It's freaking awesome. I don't know Snap-on prices to a T, but I'm pretty sure there is a scary $ amount of money to get this gigantic toolbox that is actually filled with tools. Snap-on everything. Every time I show this on like Snapchat or something, people are like, brother, that is so much money. I've never shopped Snap-on before, so this is completely out of my tax bracket anyways. But yeah, some people usually think this is cool. Completely pointless. This was a bet. He was talking about getting a TV, and I was like, dude, it's the man cave. You got to basically get like a projector up there. He went and got a 100-inch TV instead. So that a little overkill in my opinion. But anyways, yep, that is Chris's new shop. Now let's jump into the progress thus far on Jarvis, my 2017 R8, and show you guys what we've done so far. But I mean Chris, there's a reason it's here. I have no clue what I'm doing, and he knows what he's doing. I tried to do it my way once, I lost money. Not doing it again. So for starters, if you watched the last video, I said I kept a few of the pieces from the previous turbo kit that we junked because some of it was not junk, one of which was the turbos. We did get some new turbo housing sent out from HPT because we switched the car over to Alpha Locks. These are Alpha Locks. Chris said he refused to let me use the cheap clamps that they had. We were upgrading to Alpha Locks. I didn't know these existed, and damn, they're expensive. But for the previous housings, it had the old little flanges on it, so he was gonna have to chop them off. HPT went ahead and sent us out whole new housings so that we could do the Alpha Locks. Now, I took advantage of that, and I went and got the T51R mod. You guys have never heard of a T51R mod. It basically does absolutely nothing for performance. However, it makes it sound like crazy. If you haven't looked up a video of the T51R mod on turbos, go ahead and look it up. This is going to be insanely loud, especially when I explain the rest of the plan of what's going on with this. You'll get it. This is going to sound insane. Dare I say, the craziest sounding twin turbo R8 there is. So now that it has the flanges for the Alpha Locks, these can get put back together, but there's still one more step. Everything's gonna get powder coated. So I did not powder coat anything the first go around, mainly because I wanted it out fast. I was in a rush. I wanted to get it to all these events and stuff. Now, you know, they're sitting here. We're not in a rush. So we're gonna get everything powder coated, and with how visible these are gonna be, we gotta have them powder coated so it just makes the engine bay look that much better. Next up was the intercoolers. So again, this is all custom. Chris is doing all of it. I know nothing about fabrication. Chris does fabrication, so he had me get this DIY intercooler kit. I got 2 of them. Each one of those are rated for 750 horsepower, so we'll be able to run a lot of power. I'm not gonna, but we're gonna have it rated for it. So this is the DIY kit. We already unboxed everything, you know, into videos on TikTok or whatnot, but this is it, kind of tacked together and assembled so that he can mock everything up placement-wise. One's still sitting over here. So instead of your typical intercooler that you guys see sitting up here, right there and there, this is a somewhat idea. They're currently balanced on tape. We're gonna have one on that side right there and one on that side right there. These are air to water intercoolers, so it's gonna be the same as the last one's air to water. However, it's not whatever they did before. It's all just completely new. Turbo placement. This is where things get spicy. So most of the time you see turbos sitting right here on the back of a Lamborghini, R8s. They're all in the same spot in the back. I have seen that I've made the post saying I was going to be the world's first. There's like 2 cars that have put the turbos up top right here. Not the way we're gonna do it. The turbos are gonna sit literally right there, and there is going to be air ducts, holes here and here that feed directly into the turbos. Again, something I have never seen before, which leads us to this new piece right here. I completely got the stock glass taken out, and I went ahead and ordered this from the UK. This is a Lexan glass. Well, I guess technically not glass. It is a Lexan piece of plastic, and that's so we can cut through. You can't cut holes into glass.
I could have knocked the glass out of it.
So Chris, whenever I said, are you sure you want to do this top mount thing? He sent me a link to this. Now, you know, we went ahead and upgraded absolutely everything so that it won't fade, it won't turn yellow, it won't anything like that. So this was like $1,300, I think is what it came out to. It was in euros, so I didn't know what it was. Chris just said I had to order what he sent me, so I went ahead and ordered it. It just came in. They swapped that out. I did take some video of them doing it. Terrifying process, because I've always heard that when people remove glass, there's a chance of it breaking. Didn't break, so we're good. And before you make fun of the fact that it's a bubble, you know, you can just see straight through. I already have seen the comments on TikTok saying I need to tint it. Number one, a tint guy told me that you can't tint Lexan. I don't know if that's true. Chris has Lexan over here that's dark, but I think he may have just, the guy that did this just spec'd it out like that. Maybe it's a smoked Lexan, but the tint guy says you cannot apply tint to it. Whatever. Either way though, doesn't matter, because the whole, you know, point here is it's a top mount twin turbo kit. You're going to be able to see the turbos here and here. Cross member, everything's going to be powder coated. The engine bay is going to look insane. So as much as I'm very pro tint everything, this needs to be clear. This needs to be a straight up bubble so you can see straight through into the action. Go ahead and confirm for you guys that it does actually go up. So it functions the exact same, looks the exact same. The only difference is this is not glass, it is plastic, so that you can cut through it. And this is actually completely custom. So I have every little thing, wastegate merges, flanges, every single thing. We still have more stuff coming. But yeah, Chris is doing all of that. I'm very, very thankful to have Chris in this situation, because I mean, I already kind of got screwed, but I would be really, really screwed trying to do it again. To be honest, I don't think the craziest part of the kit is going to be that the turbos are up top. I think it's going to be the air ducts. So because they have the T51R mod, and we're going to have the air ducts right here that is literally just going to be a direct hole access to the turbo, it is going to sound insane. Just hearing the turbos sucking in air with that T51R mod, this is going to sound insane. I have already gotten a lot of hate comments, maybe not even hate comments, just warning comments on all of my posts saying we're doing it, because they're saying it's not possible, it's not efficient, this. First of all, it is possible. Somebody's done it before. Efficiency, I'm not gonna lie, we didn't even look into the efficient part. I don't care how much power it makes. I know most people want this to make you know, 1,000+ wheel horsepower, 1,500. When you see an R8 on beadlocks, whatever, I'm not gonna lie, I want this to look and sound insanely fast. I already have a race car. I can't afford for this one to be a race car. I want to hear cool turbo noises, and I thought it would be cool to have an R8 on beadlocks. So we're gonna have an R8 on beadlocks with a top mount twin turbo kit. It's gonna make like 800, 850 wheel. Is that crazy fast for an R8? No, but it is extremely respectable on the street. I'm gonna be able to drive it, not have to worry about it, not have to get a $50,000 built trans or build the motor. I'm gonna be able to do this stock motor, stock trans. It's gonna sound cool, look cool. And that's really the only goal with the car. It's an internet car, you know, it doesn't need to go and perform at TX2K. That is, yeah, way out of my tax bracket. My goal, I really wanted to make it to Monterey Car Week with it. If you're watching this, actually, Monterey Car Week started 2 days ago. The glass got here literally yesterday. So whatever, it is what it is. I've waited a long time, didn't want anything rushed. We technically could have just not done the Lexan. Chris could have thrown it together, not done any powder coat, but I want it to be done right. I want it to be done whenever this thing is done and it drives. I want it to be the final version of it, and that is that. I don't want it to be, oh, well, we can come back later and do this. Let's just do it now. Let's just do it now, get it done, ready to drive. Doesn't need to go back, doesn't need to be retuned, doesn't need to be whatever. Just get it done the right way the first time, exactly how I want it, and not rush things. Because in the past, every time I've tried to rush things, it's put me in a horrible position. And I'm 26 now. I've matured a little bit. I can be patient. A little bit. I do it is expensive to sit here, so Chris, like, let's hurry it up. The only hate that I will respect in the comments are those saying that I am destroying a perfectly good R8, because I'm not gonna lie, when I got this car, I told myself I wasn't gonna modify it, I wasn't gonna do anything, it was perfect the way it was, this was the dream car, should have listened to myself, but that made it to where I didn't go get a high mileage one or, you know, rear wheel drive. I got the exact spec I wanted. The only thing I didn't get was the red seats. That's all I wanted was the red seats, but I got the diamond stitch seats. This was the top trim, every package, every option, and it has like 20,000 miles. So we are taking a low mile, highly spec'd R8 and doing the first top mount twin turbo kit, removing the glass. Some will see this as, you know, destroying a car. I kind of see where you're coming from there, I can't lie. But again, that's my dream car. I don't plan on getting rid of it, and at the same time, it's Chris that's doing all the work. If you've seen the Mustang, if you've seen any of his other cars, or how he really does anything, he's very OCD, very tedious on everything, so I trusted him. He said to let him cook, let him do it. He said this is going to be, and I quote, the cleanest twin turbo build on the internet for an R8. He said it may not be the fastest, may not be the most efficient, but it is going to be the cleanest and it's going to look the best. So I'm going to trust him and see the process through, I guess. The first go around, I wanted to surprise you guys. I did not do a good job documenting the whole process. And now that it's not just going to be a basic twin turbo kit and we're going to do something which I think is going to be the first time, I'm going to try and do my best. I'm here every single day. Chris will let me put the camera up in his face and get all in his business, show you all what he's doing. I'm going to try my best to document every little bit of the process for this. I'm very excited for it. I know that at the end it's going to be worth the wait. May not be worth all of the money lost in the process, but let's not focus on the bad part. Let's focus on how badass this is going to be when it's done. The Lexan's already installed, so in my head, there's no going back. So hope you guys are here for the ride. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate y'all tuning in and watching the video. Y'all been going crazy with the support. I appreciate all you guys, whether it's on here, TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, wherever. I appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Y'all are what make it possible for me to do all the stupid shit that I do. So I appreciate you guys. I will see you in the next one. Peace out.